From Omro down to Mayville, from Rosendale to the Ledge, and everywhere in between, it's time to get you caught up on everything happening in the Flyway Conference. This is the Flyway Focus Sport Report, your home for the best whip-around coverage of your favorite local teams. Now, with all the latest, here's Jordan King.
Good Thursday morning to you. The rest of golf regionals yesterday, and 6 Flyway teams were in action. Springs had a home regional at Rolling Meadows. The Ledgers got a dominant win, beating next closest Kohler by more than 20 strokes. Flyway Player of the Year Tyler Hoffman lit it up on the back 9 with 3 birdies and no bogeys. Hoffman won the event with a 2-under par 70. Ben Baker finished third with a 76. Tate Baker fired a 78, good for 5th place, and Khalil Rebeck was 8th with an 81. Springs advances as a team to sectionals next week at The Rock in Waupun. Laconia played one of its best team rounds of the year at Mascoutin yesterday. The Spartans shot .347 and finished runners-up at the Berlin Regional. Junior Owen Larson finished third with an 83. Seniors Luke Riedemann and Jack Hoynacki shot 86 and 87 respectively, and Wyatt Madison fired a 91. The Spartans move on to sectionals next week. They're at Crystal Springs in Seymour. Omro saw its season come to an end at the Mascoutin Regional. In Elkhart Lake at the Quickwioc Regional, Campbellsport and Winnebago Lutheran each finished just outside the top 4. They tied for 5th, which means both of their team seasons come to an end. Campbellsport's Caden Lidsky did advance to sectionals as an individual. He shot an 84. North Fondy's Drew Stetbacher and WLA's Leighton O'Brien tied for the final individual qualifying spot with 86s. It was Stetbacher who advanced to next week. Sectionals at the Bog in Grafton. So to recap, Springs and Laconia both advanced to sectionals as teams, along with Alex Lidke from Lamira, Caden Lidsky from Campbellsport, and North Fondy sophomore Drew Stetbacher. That's it from yesterday. On to today with regional action in baseball and softball. Starting in softball, it's the regional final round. Top-seeded Lamira coming off a win against WLA. The Lions host 4th-seeded Adams Friendship. Adams Friendship won the South Central Conference and are 16-8 overall. Second-seeded Laconia plays host to third-seeded Mayville this afternoon at Taylor Park. The third time these teams get together, the Spartans swept the regular season series in dominant fashion. A 15-0 win the first time around and a 10-0 win in Game 2. 4-seed Springs heads to Mishicot this afternoon. The Indians were ranked 2nd in the final state coaches poll. Earlier in the year, the Ledgers hung with Mishicot. That was a 3-0 loss back on May 2nd at home. Now on the road. And finally, Campbellsport hits the road trying for a second straight upset win against an East Central opponent. This time it's number 2 Kewaskum. The Indians were ranked 8th in the final Division II poll and are 18-8 on the year. They shared the East Central title with Waupun. On to baseball. Regional quarterfinal action today as teams get their postseason runs underway. Campbellsport earned a 3 seed. The Cougars host 14th seeded Sheboygan South. South is the lowest seeded team in the bracket, 0-15 on the year. In the same bracket in Division II, North Fondy earned a 10 seed. The Orioles are at 7 seed Plymouth. Plymouth just 8-11 on the year. They finished tied for 4th in the East Central. In Division III, Mayville got a 2 seed and has a first-round bye. The Cards scheduled a non-con game at Wauwatosa East today. Mayville's bracket has 4 more Flyway teams. Laconia, the 5 seed. They'll host number 12 Marquezan. The Spartans beat the Hornets 4-2 early in the season. The 8-9 matchup is a Flyway bout. Lamira will host Winnebago Lutheran. The teams split the regular season meetings. Each team got a win on the road. Springs got an 11 seed. The Ledgers are at 6th-seeded Kohler Sheboygan Lutheran. Springs perhaps underseeded here. They beat the Co-op 7-6 earlier in the year. And finally, Omro is in a different Division III sectional. The Foxes got an 11 seed. They hit the road to play at number 6 Brillion. Brillion was 11-10 on the year. They finished 5th in the Eastern Wisconsin Conference. And lastly, Conference Day in girls soccer. At 4:30, Campbellsport hosts Lourdes Valley Christian, and Mayville is at Lamira. Then at 7, North Fondy United is at Hustisford Dodgeland, and the big match of the night is at Smith Field at Marion, where the Ledgers play host to Winnebago Lutheran. Springs and WLA are part of a 3-horse race for the title, along with Central Wisconsin Christian. Springs and CWC both 8-1. WLA is 7-1. Interestingly, WLA is the only of the 3 to control its own destiny for an outright title. The Vikings have Springs tonight and CWC next Monday, a chance to get a couple of wins and also give their 2 title contenders a loss. There is one non-con girls soccer match as well today. Omro is at Ripon. That's at 4:30. Lots going on today. We'll have it all for you coming up in the morning. Talk to you then. For the Flyway Focus Sports Report, I'm Jordan King.